Hi, my name is Keith Cooper from Northlight Images, and this is one of a series of short videos about aspects of marketing your photography business. Now, I've covered quite a lot of areas in other videos looking at aspects of marketing and what works, what doesn't work, selling prints, things like that, whatever might be of interest. And I would say if you've got any questions or anything, please do ask, either on the comments here or email me directly, because they often remind me of things I should have included in a video or give me ideas for other new videos. So I do appreciate people asking questions. This is about the fundamentals of marketing your photography business, and that's it. It's a business. You could say what I'm talking about here covers any business really. It doesn't just be photography. One of the problems many photographers have is that they don't actually think of their business as a business because they enjoy doing it or whatever, but it doesn't get treated as a real business, and you do need proper marketing to succeed. Your pictures are nice, showing people pictures is nice, but not many people are going to look at it. They're not that interested. And the biggest mistake that photographers make in their marketing is they don't understand it's not about you. It's about the benefits to your customers, your clients. It's answering the what's in it for me questions, which people don't generally, they're not that blunt and they don't come out and say that, but that's often what they mean when they're asking you questions about your services you provide. Anyway, the basics for this one, and as I say, you will find stuff like this if you're interested and want to try and plough through it. The basics of marketing. There are lots of simple books about marketing. Have a read through, see if they resonate with you, what you think about them. This is one of the areas that in a way has got nothing to do with photography. And that's another mistake many photographers make. They think that their clients are interested in photography. No, they're not. They want photographs from you. It's your job to be interested in photography. Hopefully that's why you produce good pictures. That's just the way it is. Anyway, features, advantages, benefits, FAB. Think of what you do in those terms. So features, they are what you do. This can be quite tricky to build up a list, so it can take a while to build up a list of what your business actually does. What are the features of your business? It's one of those things, when I did it years ago, first time, I do it occasionally, every so often, Recharge our marketing, and Karen as well, she looks after some of Northlight's marketing. It's often quite difficult to think of your business in terms of its features, but that's an easier way to get into it. And I just had a notepad with me, and every time I thought of something that we did that was a feature, I wrote it down. And I ended up with quite a big list in the end of various things. So that's your features. But features are, as I've said, things that are not really necessarily of much interest to clients. They really don't care. They may be nice people, but at heart, they've got their business to run. And, you get over it. People don't owe you a living. And this is another thing that some photographers have a little bit of a problem with. But anyway, we've got features. Redescribe these features in terms of what advantages they give. Now, these are not advantages for you. They are advantages for your clients, your customers. So you think of that. Then, what benefits do these features give? Now, once again, this is not benefits for you. I use such and such a camera because it makes it really easy for me to take pictures. Well, that's a benefit for you. It doesn't really matter for the client. It is about benefits for them. So features, your big list of all the stuff you do. Advantages, what advantages they convey. Now, it's quite possible you'll find features that convey no real useful benefits to the clients at all. Well, in which case, don't tell them about them. So I'll give a concrete example. I use tilt-shift lenses a lot. I wrote a book about how to use tilt-shift lenses, widely available. Haven't got one here to plug at the moment. But anyway, if you're interested in tilt-shift lenses, yeah, you'll find it. I use a tilt shift lens TSE-17, Canon TSE-17 in available light, shooting pictures in industrial environments. Okay, that's a feature. I use that particular lens. I use that Canon lens. Unless I've got a client who happens to be particularly interested in photography and knows that I write articles or various stuff like that and specifically wants to know about that lens, it really doesn't matter one bit what lens or camera system I used. I could use a Nikon 19mm on a Z7. Equally well, it makes no difference whatsoever to the client. They're genuinely not interested. Okay. Does this give any advantages? Now remember, I've said this is in an industrial situation with available light. Well, I'd say the advantage it gives is a much wider range of shots. It expands the range of shots I can make. That's an advantage. Merely saying that it lets me take more shots, I need examples of it. I need to show the advantage by showing some examples. But don't make the mistake of going, hey, look at this picture here. This was taken using a TSE-17. Wow, that's a great lens. You should be impressed by this. Remember, clients are not impressed by the kit you take. Well, most of the time, sometimes you might take an extra bit of kit along just because it looks better. It depends on the clients. Those that are impressed by the kit you're carrying deserve to be impressed by the kit you're carrying. Well, that's about it. The range of shots. Somebody might look at this picture here, which, if I recall, was either taken with a TSE-17 or it might have been when I was testing the new Laowa 15mm shift lens. I can't remember exactly. I'd need to look. But it's a building. It's an architectural shot. The client may be impressed by this picture. The client does not need to know I took the picture with a particular lens. It is an advantage because I can show pictures like this, which somebody else might not have. So it's that I'm just showing the picture as a result. I'm not saying, look at how I've used the shift lens here, because that really doesn't matter. What about benefits? Well, going back to the bit I mentioned about using a TSE-17 in a factory, in available light. One of the benefits it gives, because I can use this kit, it means I can set up, take photographs without the need for lots of extraneous extra lighting. Now, sometimes I will use lighting in factory environments to get the shot I'm after, but sometimes I'm photographing working machinery. The health and safety people at the factory do not want me setting up lighting and stuff around. Now, it may be that, as I say, a special case, I've set it up, it's all been arranged, somebody's had to stop working and things like that. No. If I can go around, use this lens, take some shots that look great, remember the shots have to look great, in a particular environment, I can now turn this feature into a benefit. Now, it's quite a tricky way of looking at things, and you'll end up with a big list of features, benefits, advantages. How do you use them? And that's where this come in. And I have no idea, somebody's talked many years ago, I went along because there was a free lunch as well as the talk about business. I don't mind admitting it, there is such a thing as a free lunch. You may get a talk thrown in with it or something, but if it's a free lunch and it's a good lunch, that's okay. But anyway, here it is. This matrix. Have to have things like this in business talk. What we have are important things. We have unique things. So we also have unimportant, that's down the bottom here. And we have standard things that everybody should do. Any photographer should offer this. So you don't show a feature, you don't make a feature of, for example, of I will bring a camera with me when I do work for you. Well, duh, yeah, every photographer's going to do that. it makes no odds. What we're looking for are the important and unique. Remember, this is important to the client, the customer, not to you. Unimportant to the client, the customer, not to you. So that's the way you come up. And most of these things that you end up with, when you do start with your big feature list and you come up with your advantages and benefits, most of them can be put into this category of here of important, unique, important but fairly standard, unique, unimportant, and standard and unimportant. So the D items are the ones you'd really, any photographer will be doing that. So, why are you emphasizing them? Because you've only got a limited attention span of anyone who's looking at any of your marketing. And this could be wherever it is, social media, whatever you like. You're only looking at a limited area of it. So I want things that are important and unique. So I'm going to look at some of the technical side of what I do as an architectural photographer, but translated into why that makes a difference to the client. Now the technical side, well, as I say, I've written a book about using tilt-shift lenses. That matters not one jot. What's important is the results I get from it and how I use them. So you start trying to identify, and this process can take a while. Don't expect to sit down and do it all at one sitting in one go. You start, if you can find important, unique items. If you can find a few of those, they are the key nuggets of your marketing strategy, because they are important to clients and they make you unique. And if you are unique and they're important to clients, the clients will want you to use them. Then come across with important things but standard. Now these are stuff like, you would hope, the fact that we have full business insurance and that we do a full risk assessment before any job. That's important. You would hope they're standard, but they're not quite. So they're not unique, but they're important. And it's important you mention them, because then if somebody looks at your site and you said, oh, and we always do a risk assessment and we have full professional indemnity insurance, they may not think much of that. But then when they look at another photographer's marketing and he doesn't mention anything about insurance or whatever, that's probably a point in your favour that's moved that. Remember, these don't have to be big headline things. These are all supporting stuff as well. Then we come down to, well, maybe some C's, which are unique but unimportant. So unique but unimportant to clients might be mentioning that, did I mention I've written a book on tilt-shift? Oh yes, I did mention that I'd written a book on tilt-shift lenses. That's one of those things. Nobody else has written a book on them. It's not that important, but it does buffer up other things. Now, look at your own business. Start with that. Try and generate a big list. It may take you a week or two to generate a big list of features. Remember, you tend to think about features. The difficult bit is then saying which of these features are advantages for the client. Now, it's possible that one feature may be advantages to different clients. So you have to think of that as well. If you have a variety of clients, some features will be advantages to some clients and not to others. But that's how you split up your marketing. Then you always have to come back to what are the benefits for the client. The more you can get into important and unique, the more your marketing will stand out. And that's marketing wherever you do it, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. As you probably guess, I have no time for Facebook whatsoever. If I was a wedding photographer, I might think differently. But personally, I have no interest in it whatsoever. And I've not seen a good mark for the kind of work I do. Remember, industrial photography and corporate photography, that's where I do it, and say the architectural stuff. But you want lots of A's. Now, I hope that's of some relevance. If this triggers a few ideas, look up some basic guides on business marketing. It's all there. I would say, just remember to mentally change your business when you read it in the book or an article to your photography business, and that's it, and you've covered that. So, Hopefully that's of help. Please do subscribe to the channel if you find these things useful. I've got loads more little bits like this that I'll put together in short videos and things. Please write to me, questions, whatever, and thank you very much.